The mythology of the ancient Basques largely did not survive the arrival of Christianity in the Basque Country between the 4th and 12th century AD. Most of what is known about elements of this original belief system is based on the analysis of legends, the study of place names and scant historical references to pagan rituals practiced by the Basques. One main figure of this belief system was the female character of Mari.According to legends collected in the area of Ataun. The other main figure was her consort Sugaar. However, due to the scarcity of the material, it is difficult to say if this would have been the central pair of the Basque pantheon, based on the attributes ascribed to these mythological creatures. This would be considered Athonic religion, as all its characters dwell on earth or below it, with the sky seen mostly as an empty corridor through which the divinities pass. Christianity in the Basque Country. The Christianization of the Basque Country has been the topic of some discussion. Broadly speaking, there are two views. Either Christianity arrived in the Basque Country during the 4th and 5th century, or this did not occur until the 12th and 13th century. The main issue lies in the different interpretations of what is considered Christianization. Early traces of Christianity can be found in the major urban areas from the 4th century onwards. A bishopric from 589 in Pamplona and 3 hermit cave concentrations were in use from the 6th century onwards. In this sense, Christianity arrived early. At the same time, various historical sources and research directly or indirectly bear witness to the fact that large-scale conversion did not begin to take place until the 10th and 11th century. The bishops of Pamplona were frequently absent from the synods of Toledo during the Visigoth period. Reports of a failed mission by Bishop Amandus around 640 AD. Arab authors from the time of the Umayyad conquest of Hispania labeled the Basques as being magus or wizards, pagans. The famous cemetery of Vargineta in Biscay from around 880 AD with Basque gravestones totally devoid of any Christian symbols. The comparatively low density of religious centers in the Atlantic Basque Country until the 15th century. Most Vasconists broadly agree that Christianity thus arrived sometime in the 4th-5th century. Serious missionary and religious activity only began in the 9th century from the kingdom of Asturias and Franks, and continued after the Reconquista with famous monastic foundations and the Diocese of Bayonne in the 11th century. Thus Christian and non-Christian beliefs lived side by side past the 10th and 11th century. Various traditions connected to this ancient belief system have survived partly by adapting a Christian veneer or by turning into folk traditions, as happened elsewhere in Europe. However, in spite of the process of Christianization being completed late, the process was thorough and very little direct evidence remains of pre-Christian beliefs. For this reason, research into the matter tends to be putative, as it has to rely on the analysis of folklore, folk traditions, sketchy references and place name evidence. Historical sources. The main sources for information about non-Christian Basque beliefs are Strabo, who mentions the sacrifice of male goats and humans and focused on the traditional Wap language. Arab writers from the time of the Umayyad conquest of Hispania. The 12th century diary of the pilgrim Mari.According, which was written in Fetid dialect. Various medieval sources making references to pagan rituals, including the records of the Inquisition. 19th and 20th century collections of myths and folk tales, for example by José Miguel Barrandiarin. This is by far the largest body of material relating to non-Christian beliefs and practices. the modern study of place names in the Basque Country. Mythological creatures and characters. Aatxe, or Atsi, is a cave-dwelling evil spirit who adopts the form of a young Red Bull, but being a shapeshifter, sometimes takes the shape of a man. Atcula and Michaelats are said to be sons of Mari, among others. Basque.One, the wild man of the woods, and his female version, Bisandia. Eki, the solar deity, the daughter of Labira. Galtsigoriak are a specific type of Irish folk. Gau Echo is an evil character of the night. Heron Shug is the name of a dragon who plays an important role in a few legends. Urge is an evil spirit that takes men's lives. Ilagi or Isla, the known names of the moon, also a daughter of Amalur. Irish folk. Imps. Jean de Laws, a man born to a woman and a bear. Gentilic, giants, sometimes portrayed throwing rocks at churches. They are believed to be pagan Basques themselves, seen from a partly Christianized viewpoint. A surviving gentil is Olent Zero, the Basque equivalent of Santa Claus. Lamiak, a type of nymph with bird feet that dwelt in rivers and springs. Mari.According, are the male equivalent of Lamiak in the Pyrenean region, where they are said to have built up the cromlechs. Mari is depicted in many different forms, sometimes as various women, as different red animals, as the black he-goat, etc. Her consort Sugaar, however, appears only as a man or a serpent, dragon. Mari is said to be served by the Sorgenic, semi-mythical creatures impossible to differentiate from actual witches or pagan priestesses. The cadre of witches near Sugaar met at the Aquelarre field and were the target of the Spanish Inquisition's largest witch hunt at Logroño. As a result, Aquelarre in Basque and Aquelarre in Spanish are today still the local names of the Sabbat. Odei is a personification of storm clouds. San Martin Texiki, a popular local Christian character, is a trickster. Sorgenic are both mythological beings that travel with Mari and real witches. Tartalo, the Basque version of the Greco-Roman Cyclops. The Urtzi controversy. Urtzi may or may not have been a Basque mythological figure. There is evidence that can be read as either supporting or contradicting the existence of such a deity. To date, neither theory has been able to convince fully. Myths of the historical period. After Christianization, the Basques kept producing and importing myths. John Zuria is the mythical first lord of Biscay, said to be born of a Scottish princess who had an encounter with the god Sugaar in the village of Mundaka. The Battle of Roncesvalles was mythified in the cycle of the Matter of France. In the Arela range, St. Michael was said to appear to assist a local noble turned hermit. The coat of arms of Navarre was said to come from a feat in the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa. The Battle of Amaiur was the battle where Navarre lost its independence to the Crown of Castile.